Welcome back to Skate Central, our studio here. Tracy Wilson will be back later for the original dance from Helsinki, Finland. Debbie Wilkes is here to talk more about the ISU Junior Grand Prix final. Pair skate.
Let's get pair skating.
No Canadian team. There was a Canadian team scheduled to compete, but they did not because
Jessica Dubé and Bryce Davison, actually the defending Junior Grand Prix champions, she had a terrible knee injury in the fall and had to have surgery, so they're even doubtful starters for the Canadian Championships. They hope to be back in time for Junior Worlds, should they be named. But, boy, it's a tough injury to have at any time, let alone the beginning of the season.
pair skating has been elevated over really the last decade, maybe even the last 5 years. You see some of the Asian skaters, Zhen and Zhao, have taken it to another level. What can we expect to see from the junior skaters?
Interestingly enough, the whole junior final for pairs is made up of Russia and the United States. Of course, Russia, a major power in pair skating, but the U.S. has been a little bit, well, perhaps not exactly lustrous over the last few years, but they are coming back. They're showing great depth in their young pairs. Unfortunately, Canada does not have a team.
Yeah, well, let's show you the required elements as well. As always, the required elements for any program. Here's what they expect to see in the junior pairs.
The lift is from Group 5. That's the overhead lift, but here in juniors you will see a toe overhead rather than the lasso that the seniors may do. Typical double twist, a throw double or triple toe loop, side-by-side double axel or double loop. Solo spin combo, a pair spin combo, back inside death spiral, and a spiral step sequence. All done in 2 minutes and 50 seconds or less.
And again, no Canadian teams because of the injury to Dubé and Davison. So we go to our United States versus Russia battle in Helsinki, Finland. And on the ice, Brittany Weiss and Nick Cole.
This is a cute young team, and in fact, we saw them at Skate Canada earlier this year, competing on the senior circuit. Of all the American teams, they've been together the longest. Beautiful entry into the backward inside death spiral. Strong double axles. Setting up for their lift. She will use her toe pick to vault to the top of the lift. Very well done lift, but very simple.
These two skaters train in Colorado. They are junior silver medalists in the United States, and they finished 6th at the World Junior Championships.
In the spiral step sequence for pairs, one of the partners must always be in spiral position. Rod, you mentioned they train in Colorado. The Colorado Springs area is a tremendous hotspot for figure skating and hosts actually the headquarters for the United States Figure Skating Association. Training there also gives this pair a real boost when it comes to stamina. Altitude training will give them unknown amounts of energy, something that we'll see will really help once they get to the long program.
So Weiss and Cole of the United States first to skate in our short program in Helsinki, Finland.
It was a very competent program. They had excellent qualities to each of the 8 elements. Once they start to examine how this scoring system is going to help them, they will start to put more difficulty into the elements, particularly this lift. It never changes position. There's nothing extraordinary about it. However, it is well skated, Brittany, with a beautiful split. There's good ice coverage, no loss of speed. The only glitch was in the throw toe. Good speed, again going in. She pulls in very tightly, loses style a little bit as the body bobs forward on the landing, but she manages to keep it clean.
She is 17 years old. He is 21. And that is the bubble age. That will be it for Nicholas Cole as a junior skater. In pairs, dance, and men, you must be under 21 years old to skate on the junior circuit. We'll watch these marks for the rest of the pairs teams to come. A couple of teams from the United States and a Russian tandem as well. The short program total, 49.59. First place right now for Brittany Weiss and Nick Cole of the United States. Another American team straight up from the ISU Junior Grand Prix final on TSN. Helsinki, we might as well call this the United States Junior Grand Prix final. A number of American teams. This is the 4th United States team to skate. Weiss and Cole lead. On the ice, Julia Vlasov, who was born in Russia, and her partner Drew Meekins.
Julia comes from a long line of skating greats. Her dad, along with Irina Vorobyeva, were 97 European silver medalists here in Helsinki in pairs, and former world medalists as well. Very curvy entry to the throw triple toe. Creative entry to the twist. You'll notice Julia is not wearing a skirt. For the first time this year in competition, women are allowed to wear pants or tights. Very clean style for this young team. They're well matched, capturing the galloping speed of the Russian style along with the sophistication of American pair skating.
So another American team. Vlasov and Meekins, United States novice champions this year, reigning. Also had a 3rd place finish at a Junior Grand Prix event in Ukraine. But again, the American ranks in the junior level quite loaded right now with pairs depth.
You can see the excellence from Julia's single skating showing in the throw. She has good air position, very comfortable. Interesting entry here because of the very curvy edges into the toe. This is a stylistic thing and probably based on what the skaters find most comfortable and what gives them the greatest percentage of successes.
Waiting for their marks. Again, Weiss and Cole of the United States lead. And this right now could be 1, 2, 3, 4 United States. Here are the marks, elements. Again, you add all the marks up in the new scoring system based on merit, based on what you do. Required elements, program components, still that second mark for artistry mostly. And a total 49.83, and they are now the leaders, Vlasov and Meekins. 1 to 4 United States, and guess who's next? The United States, when we come back. The ISU Junior Grand Prix final. 1 to 4 right now, with Vlasov and Meekins leading. That team, the U.S. novice champions. This team on the ice finished second to Vlasov and Meekins in the novice event. Mario Miller and Rockne Brubaker. There have been a few Rocknes in football, one in particular named Newt.
The story is that this Rockne was named after his dad, who happened to be a big football fan. So we'll let you figure out the rest. Nice pop up into the lift. Not as wide a split as we've seen from some of the other competitors, but adding a bit of interest with the twist on the exit. Good musical start to the spiral sequence. Change of edge, increasing the level of difficulty. Both skaters forward and backward, inside and outside edges. In counting a spiral position, make sure the skater, in order for it to be legal, must hold the position for 3 seconds at least. And similarly, in spins, the position must be held for a minimum of 2 rotations to count as a variation.
Well, once again, the Americans showing great promise and potential in their junior ranks. So with the exception of Ina and Zimmerman over the last few years, they really haven't had a contender at the senior ranks. And maybe this is the best way to get one up there, is to start them young and get them contending on an international level as juniors.
And what I like, Rod, is that a lot of these American teams are really concentrating on the quality of the elements, not gucking stuff up with difficulty, which inhibits the growth of their technique. There on the double axels, they were very well skated, good height. And on the side-by-side spins, they began very closely together, a very good sign, something the judges will look for. Some slight variation in matching of positions. At normal speed, sometimes that's hard to pick up. A little bit of wandering from their centering position here, growing a little further apart, but beautifully synchronous, exiting at exactly the same moment.
And again, another team that trains in Colorado Springs at altitude. And the second-ranked team in the novice division in the United States. Let's see how they rank according to the team that beat them as novices. Vlasov and Meekins, who lead the way right now. Here are the marks: 29.04, 22.01. Added up for 51.05. And guess what? Miller and Brubaker are the leaders. And one more team to come from Russia in Helsinki, land of the ice zebras. In a final from the Russian powerhouse in pairs. Here is Maria Murkotova and Maxim Trankov trying to break up the Americans. 1 through 5 right now. Miller and Brubaker, the leaders in Helsinki.
This program is charming. Skated to music from Cirque du Soleil. Humorous. Good bits of choreography. And a rocky start with those side-by-side double axels. High and flying on the throw triple toe.
They are the Russian junior champions, finished third at the Junior Worlds, right behind Canadians Jessica Dubé and Bryce Davidson, who again could not compete here in Helsinki because of a knee injury. And they are following this team in a long line of outstanding junior pair skaters in Russia.
And as a matter of fact, they just came prior to Helsinki. They competed in senior competition at the Cup of Russia. So making the switch, certainly for the long program, it's difficult. For the short program, same short program for junior and senior, with the exception of maybe altering a couple of elements. Spiral sequence, fairly simple but beautifully held. Wonderful extension, good matching from both partners. The elements flowing very well, one to the next.
You can certainly tell a difference already. Nothing against the American skaters who've skated, but this team looking
Polished.
already like a senior level team.
It makes a difference, that kind of experience at senior competition. Not only does it open your eyes to what the rest of the world and the world champions are doing, but it also tells you what you have to do to put the polish on your tricks. This was one of their best, the throw triple loop. Look at how far she covers the ice. Also, just such confidence in the landing, no loss of speed and no loss of style. Side-by-side spins, moderately successful, struggling to get back on synchronous movement, slightly lost there.
And here come the marks. The marks should be enough to put them into first place. Again, a team 19-year-old, 21-year-old, really their last season as juniors. You'll see them in the senior ranks next year, but boy, it's tough to get out of Russia.
Well, they made a few mistakes compared to some of the other teams that did not. So the technical elements were somewhat higher in terms of difficulty, maybe not as well skated, but where they shine will be in the program components. Their skating skills, their transitions were very smooth and quite sophisticated.
And better than the American team, so they lead the way heading into the free skate. And look at the battle. The Americans 2 through 6, only separated by a few points. Maybe a preview to the U.S. Nationals as well, but the Russians right now #1 with a big lead. And don't forget the pairs free, men's free skates to come on TSN. And we'll have that